Hollinger. I'm the preaching and community minister here. And just this week, I was reminded of Daniel chapter 3, one of the one of the most powerful moments in throughout the Bible. That as you think of everything that's happening, here you have God's people taken off into slavery, living in the nation in a nation where you have a people that do not worship the God of Israel, do not worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they're worshiping they worship idols. And this story is a story of convictions. It's a story of maturity. It's a story of respect. Well, it's a story that, well, why don't I just read to you right now? Daniel chapter 3, going to start in verse 8. Therefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came forward and maliciously accused the Jews. They declared to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. You, O king, have made a decree that every man who hears the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. There's that idol that I was telling you about. And whoever does not fall down and worship shall be cast into a burning, fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have appointed over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, pay no attention to you. They do not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. All right, so just kind of laying the groundwork, what you have here is you have uh, three men that do not worship, that were not raised, that were not taught to worship idols. They were taught to worship God. And even when a decree has come down, they are holding to their convictions. All right, verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in furious rage, commanded that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought. So they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said to them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image that I have set up? Now, if you are ready when you hear the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music to fall down and worship the image that I have made, well and good. But if you do not worship, you shall immediately be cast into a burning fiery furnace. And who is the God who will deliver you out of my hands? So now not only is there this decree that's been set up, but now they've been brought before the king because they've been accused of not worshiping. When they hear the sound of those instruments being played, not worshiping the image that he set up, the king put in place. And so the king says, I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to give you a chance to make it right. But I want you to understand what will happen if you don't worship the way that I say. It says, because, hey, who's the God that'll deliver you out of my hands? Just wait. Just wait. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. And so, a respectful O king, just understand, not only Does our God have the ability to deliver us from the fiery furnace? He has the ability to deliver us from your hands. And then Nebuchadnezzar, verse 19, was filled with fury, and the expression of his face was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times more than it was usually heated. And he ordered some of the mighty men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their cloaks, their tunics, their hats, and their other garments, and they were thrown into the burning fiery furnace. Because the king's order was urgent and the furnace overheated, the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell bound into the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?" They answered and said to the king, "True, O king." He answered and said, "But I see 4 men unbound walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the appearance of the fourth is like a son of the gods." Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the door of the burning fiery furnace. He declared, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, check this out. Servants of the Most High God, come out and come here." And they came out of the fire, and the satraps and the prefects, the governors and the king's counselors gathered together and saw that the fire had not had any power over the bodies of these men. The hair of their heads was not singed, their cloaks not harmed, no smell of fire had come upon them. Nebuchadnezzar answered and said, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him, and set aside the king's command, and yielded up their bodies rather than serve and worship any god except their own God. Therefore I will make a decree: any people, nation, language, or that speaks against the God of these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, shall be torn limb from limb, and their houses laid in ruins, for there is no other God who is able to rescue in this way." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. My challenge to you today is how are you going to live out your convictions? What are some ways that you can remain convicted and yet remain respectful? What are some ways that you can hold true to what you believe and not give your bodies up to worship earthly idols, earthly kings, earthly rulers, but ultimately surrender your life, everything you are, to the one true King? How can you go about doing that today? Can't wait to hear about it. Y'all have a great day. God bless.